Well, I'm not sure about you, but I've got sweaty palms already and I'm not even up for an award. So, in fact, that was the moment when I was saying to some friends of mine, some friends and Mark Parton, that was the moment that I realised that I wasn't going to be Australian of the Year when they asked me to be the MC, because I thought that would be quite awkward if the MC was also that, and the fact that I probably haven't done anything of much note this year. My name is Ross Solly. I'm the breakfast presenter on ABC Radio, and it is my very great pleasure to be your host today here at Gandel Hall in the National Gallery of Australia. Right across the nation, each state and territory are recognising and celebrating extraordinary achievement through the Australian of the Year Awards, just as we are here tonight. You're going to hear stories of courage, compassion, resilience, and hope. These are the stories of often everyday Australians, and they're told with a passion for making a difference. Whether you're here with us in the room or watching online at australianoftheyear.org.au, welcome, and just letting you know we are live streaming, so if we can keep raucous behaviour to a minimum tonight, I think that would be very, very worthwhile, because people around the nation are comparing our performance with everybody else, and so far it's a pretty low bar, so we just need to keep that in mind. We're in for a great night of celebration of some incredible people. Please do so show your support on social media using the hashtag #OzOfTheYear. The Australian of the Year Awards shine a spotlight on those special people whose contributions lead us, inspire us, and make our country a far better place. Welcome to all the nominees and your families. We can't wait to hear your stories and acknowledge your achievements. I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome a few people joining us here in the room. Minister Marissa Patterson, members of the ACT Legislative Assembly, including recently elected Speaker Mark Parton, John Foreman AM, Chair of the National Australia Day Council, board members and CEO of the National Australia Day Council. I'd now like to invite Brad Bell, the Ngunnawal traditional custodian, to welcome us to country.
I hope you don't mind that I cut that on the way to the stage. Can everyone repeat after me? Yoma. Yoma is how you say hello or g'day in the Ngunnawal language, and it's a gift from our elders to you all tonight. So please, when you're just saying hello or g'day, please use Yoma. Borandu, Gulanga, Bradley, Durabidge, Bell. My connection to country is through the Bell, Brown and Briar families of the Ngunnawal tribe. Durabidge is my cultural name and speaks of the relationship that I and the red-belly blacksnake has to country and our waterways. This relationship that we share is a reciprocal arrangement and has been in place since the first sunrise we knew. Thanks to you all for the respect that you've shown for the Ngunnawal traditional custodians by asking me to provide the welcome to country. It's truly an honour, and I wish everyone a Yardon night. I also extend that out to all the nominees. Congratulations, what an achievement. We as elders, all that we ask is that each and every one of you treats everyone with kindness. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the elders past and present and all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and our non-Aboriginal people here tonight. And how we do that in Ngunnawal is Bullanjimma, Maranjimma, Borthanjimma. I'd like to acknowledge the Ngarigo to the south, the Walgaloo to the southwest, the Wiradjuri to the west, the Gundungurra to the north and the Yuin to the east. And I acknowledge all of my First Nations people and I show them Jinnamara respect. I also acknowledge each and every one of you here tonight, and I recognise your unique connections to country as Australians. My ancestors have lived on this country for many thousands of years. Our roots run deep in this earth, from the mountains to the life-giving rivers. For thousands of years, we've had strong elders leading us, looking after us, managing their own lives, their families' lives, through some tough times, but also through some times of joy in the celebration of culture. It is important that all Australians understand the intrinsic and woven connections we as Aboriginal people have to our land and waters, and how our cultural practices, responsibilities, managing country and our waterways have cared for and nurtured our environment over thousands of years. This cultural knowledge has been handed down through the generations and has supported us spiritually, socially and culturally. I think as Australians we all want to see healthy country, healthy water that all can enjoy and value. Healthy country, healthy water gives you healthy people. Please keep this in mind. The Ngunnawal people are the traditional custodians of Canberra and region. We, the Ngunnawal, hosted gatherings for our neighbouring nations to come together to deal with important business and for ceremonial occasions. You may not be aware, but Canberra, Gambra, in our language means meeting place, and it's been a place of many wild flowers. Our Ngunnawal ancestors believed in the importance of people gathering together for the purpose of building relationships, knowledge, and to celebrate the gift of heritage and history in which we all now share as Australians. I'd like to welcome you now in Ngunnawal language. Darawa Nuna, Darawa Nunawal, Yangu Nalawiri Donimanyan, Ngunnawal Wadi, Darawa Wadi, Darawa Nuna Narambanya, Maran Biji Malan Garajin Yela, Yaraban Yinyan, Nana Yarabai Yangu, Nana Yarabai Yangu, Yomalandi Jan Yimaba. And what I just said then in language is, this is Ngunnawal country. Today we're all gathering together on Ngunnawal country. This country is my ancestral spiritual homeland. We're keeping the pathways of all of our ancestors alive by all of us walking together as one. And I especially repeated Nana Yarabai Yangi in the famous words of Ani Agnes Shea, you all may leave your footprints here on the land of the Ngunnawal. Congratulations to all the nominees. What an achievement, and have a good night, and on behalf of my elders, welcome.
Thank you, Brad. I'd now like to invite Sally Davis to the stage to perform our national anthem. If you are able to, please stand.
So let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strength
That was incredibly inspiring. Now even the back of my hands are sweaty as well as the palms. So thank you, Sally, for that. Once again, the public submitted thousands of nominations for this year's awards, and the 18 extraordinary nominees here tonight were selected by a diverse panel of representatives from across the ACT. Our nominees range from passionate volunteers to professionals to local community members to fearless advocates. They each have their own pathways and motivations. All I can say is be ready to be inspired tonight. Recipients will be announced in each of the 4 categories: Australia's Local Hero, the Young Australian of the Year, the Senior Australian of the Year, and the Australian of the Year. Those recipients will then join the other state and territory recipients at the National Awards on the eve of Australia Day, with the Prime Minister revealing the national recipients live on ABC, TV, radio and online. It goes without saying that our nominees are already legends in our eyes, and we thank them for their contribution to our country. Let's give them a huge round of applause. I'd now like to invite the Minister, Marissa Patterson, to the stage to share some words. Please give her a warm welcome. I think you can use that one. It's nothing personal.
Thank you very much, Ross. And thank you very much, Brad, for such a lovely welcome to country. I would also like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, the Ngunnawal people, and pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. And I would like to acknowledge any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here in the room tonight. I'd like to acknowledge the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, Mark Parton, and fellow members of the Legislative Assembly, National Australia Day Council staff and board members, the ACT selection panel members, our 2025 nominees and our outgoing recipients and distinguished guests, welcome. It is my great pleasure to be here to represent the Chief Minister tonight to celebrate the 2025 ACT Australians of the Year. These awards recognise the achievements and contribution of 18 remarkable Canberrans who have been selected from a vastly talented group of nominees. These humble members of our community inspire us to do our very best every day and demonstrate humility, courage, resilience in all that they do. They are role models who work selflessly towards a more inclusive, progressive and fair Canberra. Our nominees represent a diverse range of endeavours, including dedicated volunteers and philanthropists, advocates for people living with a disability, those with diverse backgrounds, and young people in our community and beyond. Entrepreneurs and pioneers driving creative solutions, and champions for health, well-being and active lifestyles. Each of you is worthy of being a nominee and being here today, and I want to thank you all for your contributions and your commitment to your fellow Canberrans and Australia more broadly. As we celebrate our 2025 recipients this evening, I would also like to acknowledge the outstanding contributions of our outgoing 2024 ACT Australians of the Year, Joe Farrell, Ebenezer Banfield, OAM, Caitlin Figueiredo and Selena Walker. I would also like to acknowledge the ACT selection panel, chaired by Martin Fisk, OAM, for the role they played in selecting tonight's nominees and recipients. It definitely can't have been an easy task to choose from so many incredible nominees, and I thank all of the selection panel for their dedication and commitment to assessing and selecting the amazing people we will celebrate here tonight. And finally, I wish to thank and wish all of our nominees the very best of luck tonight. It is an enormous achievement in itself to be here and to have been recognised by your fellow community members. My congratulations to you all. And to our recipients tonight, you have my very best wishes for the Australian of the Year Awards in January. We'll be watching very closely to see how you go. We are so proud to have you representing Canberra and our community at the National Awards alongside so many other worthy recipients on our national stage. So thank you. I will now hand back to Ross for the very exciting announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Patterson. Now, our first 2025 Australian of the Year Awards for the ACT is in the category of Local Hero, which recognises Australians making a significant contribution in their local community. Let's learn some more about this category, which is supported by the Department of Home Affairs.
Our local heroes are everyday Australians doing amazing things in their local communities. They represent what's great about communities. They keep their communities strong and they are the fabric of our society.
They'll tell you when we open our doors to our neighbours, we open our hearts and we give ourselves the chance to rejoice with others, to learn from them.
Rural people are worth fighting for because they get up and they show up in fire and flood and droughts and plagues and pandemics, and they put food on the nation's table. So the least we can do as a nation is make sure that they're getting support when they look for it.
Hey, it's Tony Burke, the Minister for Home Affairs. I just want to tell you why it's so important that we sponsor the Local Heroes Award. This award, people don't compete for it. People just do what they do. And I love when we recognise people who never sought recognition. There are people who are local heroes because they just very humbly go out and do jobs every day that show leadership through their work. There are people who are local heroes because they stand up for people who, when no one else is standing up for them. There are people who are local heroes because in a moment of crisis, they just step up without thinking about themselves and just helping others. But most importantly, everybody being awarded today did it because of their love of their community, the love of their country, love of the people you are helping. And that is worthy of recognition.
The award not only acknowledges work done so far, but gives encouragement to continue, and that's important.
It's not easy to just sit around and talk about the problems. I urge everyone, be kind and respectful. You too can be part of the change of the solution.
Building a world-class natural history museum is a multi-million-dollar investment. But my question to everyone here is, what is our continent worth? What is the education of our children worth? Australia's future is inextricably linked to its past, and our children are its future custodians. The more they understand it, the better they will care for it. To me, nothing is more important.
Local Hero is such an inspiring category. Now let's learn about the nominees for the 2025 ACT Local Hero Award.
Vanessa Brettel and Hannah Costello are changing the lives of the many women they've employed through their business, Cafe Stepping Stone. The social enterprise includes 2 sustainable vegetarian cafes which employ migrant and refugee women, as well as others from vulnerable and marginalised groups, offering them training and employment, along with a vital sense of community and hope. Dr. Madhumita Iyengar's work is well summed up by the title of her organisation, Women in Need. For culturally and linguistically diverse women, or those experiencing violence at home or racism and discrimination at work, Madhumita's commitment to change helps make life better. Combining efforts with NGOs in India, Madhumita's dedication to women and children extends beyond Australia to places like Calcutta and Kerala. Pamela Muston's achievements in distance running are impressive. At the age of 64, she's conquered countless marathons and ultramarathons, including winning the Coast to Kosciuszko ultramarathon. Pamela's an enthusiastic mentor to other Canberra runners, especially women, inspiring them with her dedication and endurance, and voluntarily organises the Cowan Trail Run series, raising money for the local rural fire brigade. If role models are what women need to encourage increased participation in sport, Delphina Shakespeare fits the bill. Soccer is her game and she's involved in many ways, from being a referee to mentoring future advocates of sport. She doesn't shy away from driving change where it's needed, volunteering her time to campaigns like Reduce Abuse and We Play as One.
Is anyone else suddenly feeling just a little bit inadequate, or is it just me right now? What a list. I'm now going to read out the names of each of our nominees and invite them to come to the stage and to receive their certificate from Minister Marissa Patterson. First of all, in our 2025 ACT Local Hero list, Vanessa Brettle and Hannah Costello. Dr. Mudamita Iyengar. The big question is, will she run onto the stage? Pam Muston. And everyone's favourite referee, Delphina Shakespeare. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big round of applause for all our nominees. Now, unfortunately, the 2024 ACT Local Hero, Selena Walker, is unable to join us tonight, so I'd like to invite to the stage Martin Fisk, OAM, Chair of the ACT Selection Panel.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very difficult job in the panel when we have to vote and decide who is the recipient and the nominee to go forward into the national awards. But the good part of the job is to read so many inspiring stories: courage, dedication, achievement. But one of the things I think that is really important about the Local Hero Award is, for my mind, the local heroes, as was said in the video, don't do it for themselves. They're not necessarily high achievers, but what they do is they encourage other people to achieve in their community, and they build community. So all of the four nominees, congratulations. You have done a fantastic job just to get to tonight. And we are very, very proud to have been able to vote for you to get to tonight. but unfortunately there is only one person in this envelope, and the 2025 local hero for the ACT is actually two people, Vanessa Brettel and Hannah Costello.
Well, first can I say that was very, very mean, Martin. You kept telling people there was only going to be one winner and one name. Poor old Vanessa and Hannah thought, well, that's it, we might as well go home. And here you are, local heroes of the year. Congratulations, both of you.
Thank you.
I mean, it must be so rewarding just for somebody to put your name forward in the first place, but now to be recognised by a committee for the work you've done. Tell us what this means for you.
Well, yeah, I think we're very thankful and grateful and humbled to receive this award. I think we really didn't expect it. But I think I have to take the opportunity. This award is not just ours. It's for everyone that works in Stepping Stone. There are so many people that allow us to do what we do and help the people that we help. And we couldn't do it without them. So this is for anyone who has ever had a finger, a hair in Stepping Stone and created what it is today.
And for those who don't know the backstory, tell us a little bit about Stepping Stone, how it came about it, and what inspired you to get involved.
Yeah, so Stepping Stone, I guess, was created with the simple idea that we felt like we had the capacity to help others who didn't have as many opportunities or as much privilege as we do. And so we really wanted to be able to use the skills that we'd gained, and that just happened to be in hospitality, so that happened to be the business that we started. But really the mission behind it is to help those who need it most. And in Canberra, we thought that the community that needed this opportunity was women from migrant and refugee and culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds who face multiple barriers to employment, and to help them in their process of settling in Australia and increasing their ability to feel at home in their new home.
And I'm sure it's going to open a lot more doors for you when you tell people that you're also the ACT Local Heroes of the Year. So, I mean, it must be wonderful to be able to have that platform now to go into the work into the future.
Yes, definitely. It means so much, and I think I don't know.
No, you go.
I think this platform will really allow us to just reach more people and spread the word of what we're doing, so that we can have a bigger impact, but not only on the customers and the people who decide to help us, but also on our beneficiaries and the women who work with us, and to allow any of those who don't know that we exist so far to be able to feel comfortable to come to the cafe and ask us for help, and we'll be more than willing to help them in any way that we can.
Ladies and gentlemen, our ACT Local Heroes of the Year, Vanessa Brettel and Hannah Costello. Now on to the Young Australian of the Year category, which is supported by the Australian Government Office for Youth. This award was introduced in 1979 and recognises young Australians aged between 16 and 30 years of age who have already accomplished great things. Let's hear more about this category from some past recipients.
When you look at the Young Australians of the Year, we're all reminded that our future is in really good hands.
I've been given the opportunity in such a beautiful country to be myself, and for me the most important thing is to help the next generation and also inspire them to be themselves and follow their dreams.
We have the power to shape the future and make Australia a place where we're all proud, where we all belong, and where we stand united.
I'm beyond proud to congratulate you as our exceptional state and territory finalists for the 2025 Young Australians of the Year. Now, as Minister for Youth, I'm honoured to support and sponsor the Young Australian of the Year program, shining a light on the wonderful achievements of young people right across the country. Each of you are leading examples to your peers, your communities, and the entire country, creating a better and brighter future. You are each being recognised for your incredible achievements, demonstrating the extraordinary things young Australians can accomplish. Now, I can't wait to see the incredible contributions you will make next, and I wish you nothing but success.
The Young Australians of the Year have a really impressive energy and a drive to make Australia a better place.
I simply couldn't live with myself, knowing that there were Australians suffering from medical conditions that could be treated.
It is still crazy to me that I've done what I have in sport, and I want young kids to know that I was once in the same position that they are now, hoping and dreaming of one day of doing something big. I want to have an impact on people's lives by encouraging them to push hard and go after their dreams and what they're passionate about.
The future of our country is definitely in very safe hands. And now, our nominees for the 2025 ACT Young Australian of the Year.
In the wake of the devastating loss of his teenage sister, Jarrett Anthony has become a powerful advocate for awareness and action on behalf of children with brain cancer. Jarrett's advocacy through his charity, Daenerys Rainbow, has led to improved palliative care and better support for families. His significant fundraising efforts are assisting vital research and creating better outcomes for these patients. Daniel Bartholomaeus is an artist and leader in the neurodiverse community who's passionate about helping young people with mental ill health. He's worked with Daydream Machine, the With Friends initiative, the National Gallery of Australia and the United Nations. He uses art to educate and inspire, especially the young and neurodiverse, helping others realise it's all about what you can do. A series of concussions as a teen athlete had long-term consequences for Brendan Swan, who lives with persistent post-concussion symptoms. 7 years and 6 surgeries later, Brendan, now a practising solicitor, has taken those experiences to found Concussion Australia. His mission is to prevent the same happening to anyone else, advocating for better awareness, education and support in the community. Wiradjuri woman Hayley Watman is a leader in the youth advocacy space and empowers families through her work at the Yirrabah Child and Family Aboriginal Corporation. Hayley's passionate about the rights of Indigenous peoples and transforming social policy to effect change on the ground. She uses truth-telling principles to advocate for better social support systems and to amplify marginalised voices.
Well, quite obviously those 4 young Australians aren't spending all their time on their mobile devices. Good to see. I'm once again going to introduce each of our nominees individually and invite them to the stage to receive their certificate from Minister Patterson. First of all, Jarrett Anthony. Daniel Bartholomaeus. Brendan Swan. And Hayley Watman. We're also very privileged to have in the room with us tonight Caitlin Figueiredo, our 2024 ACT Young Australian of the Year. Please, Caitlin, would you like to join me on stage? So, Caitlin, tell us about the year you've had as the 2024 ACT Young Australian of the Year.
This year has been an incredible year. I would sort of say that the platform that the awards have given me is more of a building year and of a transition year where I've been able to step into leadership but really hand over to the next generation of young leaders and more focus on what's happening internationally with the breakdown of social cohesion, women's rights and gender equality, and I've really tried to focus that on my new work with the National Women's Alliances. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
And how important, Caitlin, is it, nobody goes out to seek these sorts of awards, but to be recognised by your peers, by a judging panel, to be somebody who is a leader in the community? How important?
I think it's incredible because, as you said, generally leaders are not ones who go out and try and seek awards, and so it's really hard the day-to-day, and seeking this recognition is incredible because it gives you a platform to do better.
All right, Caitlin, you have a very important task. Who is our 2025 ACT Young Australian of the Year?
The 2025 Young Australian of the Year for ACT is Daniel Bartholomeus.
Wow, Daniel, you look genuinely shocked.
I don't know what to say. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
Don't forget we're on national and international television.
Oh, you had to remind me of that, did you? Oh.
What does this mean for you, Daniel, to be recognised like this?
It means the world to me. To be able to represent people with a disability and represent neurodiverse people. And I don't know what to say. I mean, it is just unbelievable. I want to thank everybody who has been there with me, with all the initiatives I've been able to work with. And they have it just would not be possible without them. It truly wouldn't.
And just remind us, Daniel, what inspired you to get involved and go to the next level with your involvement?
I think family and all the other amazing people I've had in my life have just inspired me. And having gone through challenges through my life and being motivated to help other young people, no matter where they come from or just everything. Oh God. I don't know if I'm talking gibber, but...
Well, you know that now you've been crowned as the ACT Young Australian of the Year. You'll have responsibility this year to continue to have a loud voice and to talk about... Are you ready for it?
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen... And thank you, Caitlin, as well. I'd now like to introduce our Senior Australian of the Year award category. The Department of Health and Aged Care, although yes, look, it is a great category. The Department of Health and Aged Care is the category partner for our next award, the Senior Australian of the Year. This award celebrates those Australians aged 65 years and over who continue to achieve and make a difference. Let's hear a little bit more about the Senior Australian of the Year category.
The Senior Australian of the Year award is an award that really carries a lot of respect because it's a reflection of many decades of work by the recipient.
Here in Australia, we are fortunate to be the home of the oldest continuing surviving cultures in the world. This is something we should be proud of and we should celebrate.
I pray that all people in our wonderful country, Australia, regardless of language, culture, skin colour or religious belief, may stand tall as proud Australians.
The Senior Australian of the Year Award recognises and celebrates the incredible achievements of older Australians around the country. As the Minister for Aged Care, I want to congratulate all of you on being nominated. Ageing well means staying healthy and connecting with community. Improving the lives of others shows your continued passion and commitment to living well. I wish you all the best in the finals, but importantly, I want to acknowledge that every one of you should be proud of your continued achievements. You are an inspiration to all of us, and your legacies will benefit the nation for generations to come.
The Senior Australians of the Year are inspirational not only to other senior Australians but to all Australians, and particularly to the younger generations coming through.
Bystander first aid is proven to prevent death in those vital minutes before an ambulance arrives.
We need equal rights, including fundings, services and resources, so we can work side by side and support each other. And together we can share new ideas to heal our nation. Kungal madaya rarambang jama. Let all stand up and work together. Thank you.
What an incredible history of high achievers this category has had. So let's hear about our nominees for the 2025 ACT Senior Australian of the Year.
Armando Corvini might have lost fingers and toes to frostbite, but neither that nor his 84 years prevent him from climbing some very big rocks. He runs his own business and is a qualified instructor. Today you'll find Armando running climbing and abseiling trips and holding free lessons for people with disability at the Canberra Indoor Climbing Gym. Laurie Fisher is arguably the heart and soul of the Brumbies, the ACT's Super Rugby team and Australia's top region in the game. The rugby legend retired from full-time coaching at the completion of the 2023 season. Laurie's held a coaching position at the Brumbies almost constantly from 1999. His leadership took the Brumbies to the finals repeatedly, both nationally and internationally. Peter Ralston, OAM, and Marilyn Ralston founded the Achilles Running Club Canberra, making it possible for people with vision impairment or other disabilities to safely enjoy a run or walk at Achilles training, fun runs and park runs. Together with other Achilles Australia clubs, Peter and Marilyn are ensuring people with disabilities can enjoy the social, recreational and health benefits of an active lifestyle. Stuart Warner was playing regular gigs with a jazz trio in Sydney from age 17. Now 74 years old, the gifted piano and keyboard musician has serenaded the wider Canberra community for 35 years. Stuart's also a long-time presenter, coordinator and board member for community radio, with a wealth of music and arts knowledge and experience behind the microphone to share.
Once again, I'll invite each of our nominees to the stage individually. First of all, I've been known to take a day off work with a paper cut before, so Armando Corvini with his missing fingers and toes and continues to go on. Ladies and gentlemen, Armando Corvini. Laurie Fisher, who's been represented today by his wife Bernadette Driscoll. I notice you and Laurie share the same hairdresser, Bernadette. Peter Ralston, OAM, and Marilyn Ralston. And last but not least, Stuart Warner. How wonderful to see a good radio announcer on the stage tonight. We have with us the 2024 ACT Senior Australian of the Year. Can you please make welcome Ebenezer Banville, OAM. Ebenezer, how has 2024 been for you?
It's been an amazing, busy, all-involved year. It's been a year where I have been invited to functions, to be the guest speaker, and also to just grace the occasion with my presence. I have, during that period, also used the opportunity to continue advocating for multiculturalism, and to say that our unity and cohesion as a community is precious, so let's cherish it, hold fast to it, and continue to work on it.
And Ebenezer, what advice would you give to whoever is fortunate to follow in your footsteps tonight?
Enjoy the year, but find time to relax. Congratulations, and I wish you the best in the next phase of your life, and also wish you the best in the national awards.
Ebenezer, you have the envelope in front of you. Would you like to reveal for us who is our 2025 ACT Senior Australian of the Year?
I have the pleasure of announcing that the 2025 Senior Australian of the Year for the ACT is again a joint award, so it's Peter and Marilyn Ralston.
Peter and Marilyn, congratulations. Yeah, wow, indeed. What does this mean for you both?
Oh, it's a little bit different to accepting a sports award at Gundagai High School all those years ago. I'm absolutely thrilled, and to thank all the Achilleans in our Canberra team. It's truly amazing.
Peter, tell me about setting up this and doing this work and encouraging people to get involved. Why do that?
Well, Achilles Running Club is a club for people with disability. You get together with volunteers and enjoy the health benefits of running and walking, and very sociable. We did our training in Sydney Achilles. We were the first in Australia, and then Canberra is the second. So we also received an email from them saying they needed a couple of guides in Orange, and in the car on the way back we discussed creating a club in Canberra, and you can talk about creating it.
Oh, thanks. Look, we said we'd give it a go. Short term was the next training session. Long term was 6 months. That was 11 and a half years ago. And we're still going. People recognise the awful yellow shirts that we wear. And it's just the Go Achilles chant at fun runs and training that is really inspiring and keeps you motivated to keep going.
And what gives you the most satisfaction from doing this work? What is it that when you go home at night you think, wow, maybe you're making a difference?
Well, we've met amazing people, and the brave Achilleans for a start. We've met all sorts of, all walks of life, diplomats. There is that social aspect of it, so that's a wonderful experience. But also we've influenced other people. For example, the Lions International Charity Run was 20 kilometres into Canberra, and 2 of our blind athletes ran that, and at the end of it they were asked to make an impromptu speech in front of 3 ambassadors. A lot of people were amazed at this, but that's what we can help people achieve their goals.
Well, Peter and Marilyn Ralston, you are our joint 2025 ACT Senior Australians of the Year. Congratulations to both of you. Well done. Our final category this evening is, of course, the 2025 ACT Australian of the Year Award. The Australian of the Year category celebrates the achievements and contributions of eminent Australians who are role models for us all. As you know, we've had some dynamic past recipients, and what's really great is that they've come from such diverse and different sectors and backgrounds. Let's remind ourselves of some of those past winners.
I think we can all really aspire to be like the Australians of the Year. The Australians of the Year really help to shape our nation as we move into the future, which is why we should be so grateful for their ongoing work.
We have to have greater representation of people with a disability absolutely everywhere. In our boardrooms, in our parliaments, in our mainstream schools, on our dating apps, on our sporting fields, in our universities, absolutely everywhere.
If I can make a difference to someone else's life, if they can draw some strength by hearing what I say and knowing that I'm speaking on their behalf, it gives me a lot of hope.
I'm going to continue to be myself, keep standing up for what I believe in, and hopefully by doing this, other people will follow.
When you look back at the amazing list of Australians of the Year over the last 60 plus years, it's an extraordinary group of people musicians, athletes, scientists, Aboriginal leaders, advocates, environmentalists, rescuers. It's an amazing list of incredible Australians.
What if instead of spending their precious time and energy at war with their bodies, our young people were free to become the leaders, big thinkers and game changers the world needs more of right now? It's not our bodies that need to change, it's our perspective.
Our mission is 0 deaths from melanoma. To reach it, in addition to prevention, we need a targeted screening program and greater investment in research. This must be a national health priority.
Beyond melanoma and into the broader cancer field, more courage is needed to push treatment boundaries backed by science for the benefit of all cancer patients.
Wow, what an incredible list of inspiring people who have been previous Australians of the Year. So, who are our nominees for the 2025 ACT Australian of the Year?
Jenny Edwards believes that science can lead us toward more sustainable and energy-efficient living in well-designed, climate-resilient homes that are welcoming and full of light. Jenny has a passion for educating and empowering the broader community about sustainable, efficient housing. Through her home design and retrofitting company, Lighthouse, she's inspiring grassroots action grounded in simple scientific principles and smart architectural design. Megan Gilmore's own experience led her to discover that children who miss school due to complex medical and mental health challenges are overlooked. She co-founded Missing School to help 1.2 million Australian children at risk of chronic school isolation. The not-for-profit spearheads pioneering telepresence technology, education policy and partnerships, enabling children to learn from anywhere, restoring vital connections for belonging and well-being. Christina Ryan is the founder of the Disability Leadership Institute, a dedicated hub providing professional development and leadership training to leaders with disabilities. Christina has been an intersectional feminist and disability advocate for several decades, and she works to leverage the specialist skills of people with disability, supporting them to become leaders in the varied industries in which they work. Philippa Selden recognised a need for change in the construction industry, where workers are particularly vulnerable to poor mental health and suicide. She created the Healthy Tradie Project, which teaches mindfulness, nutrition and movement, as well as encouraging vital, transformative conversations around mental health. Philippa's work is shifting attitudes in a traditionally stoic group of mostly men, improving their physical and mental well-being.
I'm looking at John Foreman. Can we not just make all four of them? I mean, what an incredible quartet of people. Good luck trying to pick a winner from that group. I'm going to announce each of our nominees individually. First of all, Jenny Edwards. Megan Gilmore. Christina Ryan. Selden. Please, can you put your hands together for all our 4 nominees? So once again, we are fortunate enough to have our 2024 recipient winner here with us tonight. Can you please make welcome to the stage the ACT Australian of the Year, Jo Farrell.
I just broke out in a sweat on your behalf. I thought I was fine and I'm not fine. Very different feeling being up here 12 months after the fact, and I was frankly stunned and overwhelmed last year. So someone just went, "Oh, we met last year." I'm sorry, I don't remember any of you. I had no real understanding about what any of this means. I can only compare it as being a keen surfer that I am from Wollongong. It is like riding the most unpredictable yet exhilarating wave of your life. It has fundamentally defined my purpose, which is to help girls and women be brave, confident, fearless and resilient in a world and an industry that tells them daily that they aren't. I have some advice for the finalists and the winners tonight, and it's something I've learned along the way of riding the highs and the lows that this award can mean and bring into your life. So here are the quick do's. Do accept this award with pride and gratitude. You have just joined a very elite group of phenomenal Australians. Do shout your work and your values from the rooftops, and use this award to amplify your message even further. Do take a moment here and there, like Ebenezer said, to breathe it all in and just be in these moments. It's a lot, and it's easy to lose yourself and your purpose amongst all the noise. More importantly are the don'ts. Don't compare yourself to the other nominees and finalists, because you and what you stand for matters to our community and our society. Don't question why you're here or if you're worthy. I wasted far too much time on my imposter syndrome and finally learned to kick it to the curb, because what I stand for is much bigger than me. Don't let this be the end if you don't win tonight, or if you do. This is the next chapter, because what you represent to all of us is the most powerful human force on this planet, and that is hope. In a time when hope is a hard thing to hang on to, and when our values, our equity and our vision for an inclusive and equitable future for everyone is challenged now at every turn, we need to see and hear you now more than ever. So thank you for the honour of being your 2024 ACT Australian of the Year, and I am more than ready to hand over the reins. And can I just say, Canberra, you have 4 female finalists. So you can say what you like about the territory. She may be small, but she's fierce. The 2025 Australian of the Year for ACT is Megan Gilmore.
Well, I'll let you start, Megan. Congratulations, well done. Australian of the Year, wow.
Thank you. This is incredibly overwhelming. I'm standing here tonight because this journey started for me with my two children, my son Darcy, who's here tonight, who had a life-threatening illness, and his sister Mia, who was the sibling along on that journey and the mental health issues that went with that. When I walked out of Sydney Children's Hospital holding Darcy's hand and with my family, I promised myself I wouldn't turn my back on the needs of children who can't attend school for reasons beyond their control. And it started for me personally because Darcy was in such a terrible state that I wanted to give him hope, and school and education and health are two of the primary things that are life-changing and that can change people's lives. So that's how it started for me, and I'm here today because I couldn't give up on that.
Megan, I know what a strong advocate you've been for the cause, and now as the ACT Australian of the Year, you must be looking forward to the challenges that lie ahead for the next 12 months to go and build on this award tonight.
Look, I want to thank everyone, the Australia Day Council, everyone involved in the awards, the selection committee. I want to thank my fellow nominees. I look to you for inspiration every day when I want to give up. And also the people in the room here tonight who have stood by us to enable us to do what we do. And that includes my family who aren't here, my mum and dad who are watching from home and have continued to say to me, I hope that you get recognition for this. It's not why we do it, but I want to say thank you to them too for their faith in me. It's a pivotal moment because we're now facing a global and national attendance crisis, and our children in our schools and our teachers are in a wellbeing crisis as well. And this is pivotal because everything I have done with my team, and I want to acknowledge my team, our funders, our supporters, my board, I could not be here without them. But it's a pivotal moment because we're ready. We're ready to help shape schools and our school systems to be 21st century operators and to use technology which is available to us every day to be able to enable a student who can't be there to click a button and be in their classroom and learn alongside their peers with their teachers in their own school community. We're ready to make change.
And Megan, you mentioned that Daniel is here in the room tonight. He must be very proud of his mum tonight.
Darcy, yes.
Darcy, sorry. Sorry, Darcy. Sure his middle name's not Daniel?
Are you proud, Darcy? Yeah. And my husband, who has fed me, cooked, cleaned, driven places and been by my side the whole time. I could not do it without you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for our ACT Australian of the Year? And thank you, Joe, once again for your work that you've done as our ACT Australian of the Year for 2024, and thank you for adding teary eyes to my sweaty palms tonight. So thank you very much. As the last of our formalities tonight, I'd like to welcome to the stage John Foreman AM, the Chair of the National Australia Day Council.
Thank you, everybody. What a great night. Thank you, Ross, for fighting through the teary eyes and the sweaty palms and doing such a fantastic job of guiding proceedings tonight. And what a fantastic, inspiring night it has been. The role of the National Australia Day Council is to inspire the nation. Now, it's easy to say, it's not an easy thing to do, but of course it becomes so much easier when we're surrounded by such inspiring people as we've met tonight. And just echoing a few things that Jo, our carryover champion, mentioned tonight, she spoke about imposter syndrome, and it's interesting hearing that because we hear that quite a bit from our nominees, and I think in a way it's a reflection of the humility with which you all come here. You've been nominated for these awards. You haven't put yourself up for them. You've been nominated by a member of the community, and then Martin and his expert team, who I want to thank as well. Again, talking about could you have 4 winners, Martin and the selection team have done an incredible job. That must not have been easy. But the fact that you were shortlisted to be here tonight is an indication of not just the work that you're aware that you do, but also of your role in the community in terms of inspiring us all and teaching us how to be good Australian citizens. Good Australian citizenship requires role models, and I'm sure all of you, when you were growing up, had people in your lives, whether it was a teacher, a mentor, or somebody who you looked up to say, yes, I want to be like that person one day. For all of the nominees tonight, you are now those people. And to all of the recipients tonight, I'm very much looking forward to seeing you in January. Hannah and Vanessa for providing opportunity and encouragement and employment, most importantly, to women from migrant and refugee backgrounds and just changing lives as they go. Absolutely fantastic. To Daniel for inspiring people through art and creativity and for shining a spotlight on the neurodiverse community. Congratulations to you. To Peter and Marilyn for providing incredible opportunities for people who are blind or have low vision or other disabilities to lead an active and fun lifestyle and all the benefits that go with that. And to Megan for her pioneering work bringing students who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to participate in that all-important classroom process to be there, if not physically, but certainly to make sure they don't miss out on those opportunities. So to all of you, congratulations. I look forward to seeing you in January. And once again, to all of our nominees tonight, congratulations and thank you for what you do for your country.
Thank you so much, John. So what is next for our recipients? As John mentioned, they now become nominees for the National Award, along with all the other state and territory recipients. That announcement will be made here in Canberra on the 25th of January. To all our 18 nominees tonight, please remember that someone in your community thought you were amazing enough to nominate you in the first place, and we have seen tonight that you are very, very, very worthy nominees. You being here shows that it does not go unnoticed. To everyone watching and listening, please get involved and nominate someone who inspires you at australianoftheyear.org.au. You just follow the nominate button. And finally, we would like to acknowledge the partners who make this all possible. We've heard from our category partners, the Departments of Health and Aged Care, Home Affairs and the Australian Government Office for Youth. We thank our broadcast partner, the ABC. We thank our media partner, Australian Community Media, reaching rural, regional and remote audiences around the country. Thanks to our accommodation partner, Crown Plaza Canberra, and to our cultural partner, the Australian National University, who produce the amazing trophies. Thanks to our exhibition partner, the National Museum of Australia, and our legal partner, Minter Ellison. Please thank me in joining our partners for their vital support. Congratulations once again to everyone involved. This brings us to the end of the formal proceedings. Don't forget to tune in to the national announcement, which will be live on the ABC, on TV, radio and online on the evening before Australia Day. Just like tonight, it is truly a beautiful and inspirational event. If I can ask at the end of this formal proceedings, if we could get all our nominees to come to the front of the stage for a group photo. Thank you everyone for coming along tonight. Congratulations to everyone involved and mostly to our winners for outstanding work you're doing. We're looking forward to watching your progress over the next 12 months. Thank you everyone.